to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I was wondering if we wanted to go ahead and proceed, and I think a couple of you said, let's go ahead and try to get through with it before any bad weather hits. So I don't have, any announcements. Moving down to the action items, the consideration of wastewater meeting minutes for March 24th.
Mr. Mayor, if I could interject, I did not notice that, but I will need to ask if there are any public comments. Public comments for folks.
I'll put that at
the end, that's where.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just.
Okay, I apologize. I apologize.
That's right.
No worries.
Okay.
Not very long, we're at the consideration of the wastewater.
Yeah, with consideration of wastewater.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Nikki made the motion to approve it, and up second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. We'll just sign this one.
I'll tell you, mine either one. It's not for you if you want to keep it.
That's fine. I don't think. That's okay.
Other than put on the panel, these cats on the sheet.
No.
Many
We done okay.
Well, the last two signed, we'll move on to the consideration of the regular council meeting minutes of March 24th, 2026.
On under new business number 4, after me, it says all of the residents on Old Columbia Road signed the petition. I don't think all of them signed. Weren't you missing?
All of them didn't sign,
Okay.
No,
Yes.
majority.
but a majority did.
Well, I'd rather you put majority.
Yeah.
Okay. Oops. fine with the rest of it.
Motion.
Oh, sorry. I'll make a motion to accept with, on the one, just put instead of all, majority of.
Yeah.
Listen, you got it on the,
I corrected it here.
And then I'll just sign and date beside where you corrected that.
Okay,
so I make a
motion. And Caleb, the second the motion, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, and the next is the consideration of the special called meeting minutes of March 31st, 2026.
I'll make a motion to accept.
I'll say. Okay, November makes a motion to approve, we can second. All those in, any other discussion? Sorry, you got to do that. If no other discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, moving on to our old business. First item of our old business. Property code violations.
Mr. Mayor, Council, ongoing matter with Mr. Span at 105 Hooper Road. That matter is now set in circuit court to give a appeal order for its general session conclusion. Entire attorney was one Doug Jackson, who representing us, and will appear on that day for that matter. I'll keep you up to date. The 3177 Van Leer Highway, is my understanding, the 4-month period for the estate was run in April, it was open in December. And I think we're still kind of Gary Singleton, I think that's something that the Pilkington was kind of monitoring. I don't exactly know the status of that. He's not here this evening. And the other property was 210 Todd Street. We had sent out an initial letter to someone who had been identified as being the owner. And that person apparently is not the owner of this property, the issue of the green building. And we are still trying to track that exactly who the owner of that building is. I don't know if it sits on the property line or whatnot, so. It's not sure, still on the roof line. So we'll try to track that down. That building, Richie.
Oh, yeah.
They cleaned up. Okay, we'll just, wait in before we do anything else.
Just see one little trailer and all the tires. Right, so somebody's got it.
Maybe we'll hold off everything else until we hear back. Okay?
Yeah.
That's all I have.
But what about High School Street?
I do not have, I apologize, I don't have anything.
Yeah, that was, is it Niblet? That's the one where.
I will have to follow up with you directly.
It's far.
Okay, I'll follow High School Street, the owner is Niblett.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll follow up.
well.
The one that sits back.
Mhm.
Jamie,
Yeah,
the one that
that's
sits back off the road.
yeah, they're going through a divorce. He was in the tent and supposedly he moved out.
That's the one that I thought that we sent pictures on that
They've
there
removed
was some
the tent.
more, that our tent has been removed. I think that was the initial issue.
It
was the
looks like
tent.
they're having a huge family yard sale.
Okay, and I'll follow.
It looks like all of us donated stuff.
Okay, because now that you bring that up, now it's coming to mind, It wasn't on the list. I would think I removed it from the list because I thought all we had was just a temp issue with the
Oh,
lawnmower.
no,
It was gonna be
there's
removed.
stuff everywhere.
I'll follow up.
That's, yeah,
I'll follow up. But that was initially it was a tent.
Yeah.
And now it's gonna be.
yeah, supposedly he was living in the tent. He was in the tent. But he's.
Now we have multiple, okay.
Yeah, it's that.
I will follow up. And that's all I have, unless anybody else has,
Okay, second item under old business, are the speed bumps that we were considering, by petition to install on Old Columbia Road. I think we held off to try to talk to some other residents up there on Phillips Street and,
I talked to 3 different ones and they are against it.
okay.
They would rather have an officer placed up there to monitor and
Yes.
they said it's not an all day thing. It's just certain times with school.
Yeah,
In the
I don't-
mornings and at night. And the afternoon.
uh, I mean, I can speak with sheriff to see. I don't know how often he'd be able to do that. I know that,
Well, they sit right up here all the time, they surely they go up and see.
yeah, you would think that, but they got a purpose over there up here. And but I can speak to him again, because he and I are gonna have to discuss the traffic situation anyway. I don't know if my solution will work in the afternoons. But have an officer down at the 3-way stop, keeping the north and southbound lanes moving constantly, no stopping. Unless a vehicle is coming from the east on 49, just have that traffic.
I think that'll help.
So anyway, I'll speak with the sheriff on that before we proceed, if that's okay with everybody, before we.
Yeah.
We'll do it.
Okay. All right, moving on to the new business, item number 1 is consideration of proposed ordinance to adopt and amend the building code for the city of Charlotte. And this is something that will have to have past two readings.
Yes, sir, and Mr. Mayor, it comes as a recommendation from the planning commission. It's a recommendation from the building code inspector and from the ERC. And there was a work session on this earlier. And this would be the first reading of that, and then I think there had been a request to have a public hearing on the second reading, should you pass it on, so. What was,
I'll make a motion to approve.
To approve or,
The bill approved.
yeah, to approve the building code.
The ordinance for the bill.
Second, Caleb second. Any other discussion? I know you'll have the opportunity to, if something comes up and you can discuss it, we can discuss it at the next second meeting as well. So if there's no other discussion, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, first reading passed. Next item, second item, I should say, consideration of proposed draft of a resolution for the city of Charlotte to adopt and amend permit fees.
Make a motion to defer it until after we have work session and therefore. I'll second.
Okay. All those in favor of deferring to the May meeting? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. This next item, Mr. Vandermoort's gonna, I think, speak on a little bit. On behalf of this TOC resolution to retain legal counsel related to AFFF.
so. I represent the attorney for town of Charlotte, was approached by Jim Code, the attorney of the city. She represents Ashland City, and what this is, it is it's for your wastewater facilities. There are, apparently there is some level of this, I apologize, this foam that's located in the water. And so they initially, what they'll do is do a detection as to see if it's in it. And if it is, then you may become part of a lawsuit and or settlement process to acquire funds. And the entities that are potentially involved could be DuPont and or 3M and maybe others. So I believe Kingston Springs is signed off, and Ashland City is signed off, I think Town Centerville is signed off. And the request is to join in this, potential settlement and or lawsuit for the purpose of recovering funds for a possible cleanup of this contamination if it's impacting the water. So we would have to first do an assessment to determine if it's there. So your obligation is nothing other than all the initial fees would be paid by the attorneys that are representing the representatives. And then if there's any recovery, there would be, I think their fee would be just 25%. So, yep. 1/3, sorry, 1/3. And then it would be two different firms. I think this one firm is out on Louisiana. And the other firm is with Jennifer Miller, who is, in Tennessee, so Ashland City, Miss Miller Lesser. And so they would split that 1/3. And that's not unusual. Another organization that was going around, I think they were trying 40%. So, as it goes, I think this firm out of Louisiana this is the type of work that they do. They say specialize in advertising as that, but I think they mainly handle environmental mitigation. And that's what this would be. So this would be the resolution is to allow the mayor to sign the contract that's contained inside the resolution to allow that firm to proceed to initiate testing and then allow them to follow up and settle or file a space complaint. That's the request.
I'll make a motion to accept the resolution, go forward with the mayor signing.
Give that to either one, recently seconded. Any other discussion, any other questions anyone might have for Mr. Vanderboer? If not, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, resolution passes. Let's see. Next item. We put this on here because I know we've discussed this in the past. We don't have to make a decision tonight. And that is item number 4 is increasing the booth rental fees at the Charlotte Festival.
What are they?
They're $25 for a 10 by 10 non-electrical or non-electricity, and $50 if you want electricity. And I know that I don't think you can find any kind of festival or anything where people pay that low of a price to rent a space. So, and of course, I'm open to suggestions as to what to increase it to.
I think you got at least double. Yeah. I'd say 50 and 100.
Is that something that we need to put into a resolution as well? Increasing those fees, or
I think it would just, we can do that. We can do that. It's there to, for you all to refer back to and historically, because it does not change that often. Good thing to do. Doesn't mean you can't move forward with it tonight. Next resolution number. I understand it's just so I'm clear, it's the proposal is what?
50 of them.
How's it can separate?
Electric, no electric.
The cheaper would be no electric. And the 100 would be with electric. So we need a motion.
I'll make a motion to raise it to 50 for non-electric and 100 for electric.
Ricky seconds. Any other discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Motion passes. Item number 5. Actually, the next, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
Was actually requested by the vice mayor. And I told her we could talk about this and, you know, get your ideas, but we might also want to have or discuss this in a work session as well. But anyway, number 5 is part-time yearly salary for mayor rather than paid for each month.
Yeah,
For each meeting, sorry.
yeah.
Uh,
That way, if you have 4 meetings, you're only paid one amount. Each month is the same. You only have 1 meeting, 1 month, that's your amount. If you have 4 the next month, that's the amount. If you have 10 the next month, that's your amount.
For council.
No, just the mayor,
Oh.
just the mayor.
May is a part-time salary,
Okay.
no benefits. It's just a part-time amount. Oh,
Insurance. Get insurance.
as in medical, dental, and eye? Or,
If you want that, yeah.
You have to pay them something.
Yeah.
I should have.
I think we need to talk about this in work session 5, 6, and 7.
Okay,
I'll make a motion that we convert to next month and so we can have a work session.
To the May 5th working session or May?
Well, I don't know for May 12th.
May
maybe
12th?
we'll have enough, you know,
Oh,
I mean, we can try, put it on.
We'll put it on that, and if we don't, then
Yeah.
we'll just keep going.
Okay, so a motion's been made to defer it to next month to have a work session to discuss those 3 items. So we have a second. Caleb seconds, Ricky made the motion. So no other discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Mayor, may I interject here? You all may already know this, but the officer can't increase.
right.
And
And
currently, it's the upcoming.
it would not start until September.
That is correct.
Yes, and we opted right before we left.
Yes.
Well, that's.
I'm not sure.
I think that's just.
Oh, that should have been
Checking,
in with,
in with the others. Do we have the money to add these
Yes.
amounts to next year's budget?
that was 5, 6, and 7.
I mean, I think that's also gonna have to be discussed
Yeah.
during that same time period when we're discussing budget and start going through budget.
Do I need to redo the motion again?
Yeah,
And 8.
you're not a motion to-
I make a motion to have it 8.
Okay, motion been made by Ricky, second, Leah seconds. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, I don't know if we, we'll go to the committee reports, but we can run through those right quick. Kurt, anything else?
On your charter, President Barrett reports that it has passed the Senate House, it has passed, waiting on the governor's signature. Once we get the governor's signature back, it will come back before you, and vote for this body, for it to be.
Well, that's good, because now they're not in session.
Yes.
So, all right, finance. Nothing really. I will say that. Getting a lot of emails from the auditor, asking for a lot of different things. And I think I'm gonna send an email back and say, why do you need them? Because the state comptroller basically told me that a lot of those things had nothing to do with an audit. Anyway, that's on me. Anything else with wastewater? Streets and bridges. Don't know about, I'm sure there's maybe some stuff that needs to be repairing, but with all the destruction from the. We get plenty of work cleaning up, or at least Chad and them do.
That was my question. Somebody asked me. There are some houses on Van Lear Highway that had tree damage and or limbs that came off, and they put them to the culverts, to the ditch line. They're wondering, does the city pick those up?
No.
No, normally we don't.
Okay.
The only time that we will clean up is if a tree falls in the highway or the street. And what we cut up, we clean up.
Okay.
Street lights and signs, I believe finally all of our street light decorative lights around the square are working. That's, I don't have anything else about that. Public safety.
Anything on my electrical?
I've got the two bids over there,
Okay.
to actually, with the grant fire department got, they're gonna install a compressor so that they can fill their own bottles, but it's gonna require a different electrical hookup or different size. Was it a 50 or a 60 amp?
It's like a 50 amp breaker ran over to a disconnect,
Yeah.
all they need, but they
And
need
so-
whoever installs it to be present to. Basically hook up the pigtail. and
Yeah,
the
so-
disconnect.
I do have those over there that we can,
They all our stuff ready to go, they're just waiting on us to get the electrical installed.
Yeah.
So we'll be good to go.
parks and recreation. I don't know if you noticed, but our volunteer to paint our scene on our water fountain over at the park has started. So anyway, maybe that won't be long, and there'll be some colorful flowers and other stuff around on the fountain in her spare time. Beautification, planning and zoning,
I don't have anything other than the fees that we're gonna talk about.
Yeah, so-
Well, and I don't think we have a meeting next.
no, there's not gonna be a meeting, this May. Another one of those that actually requested the meeting is not gonna be able to be there, Jacob, so. Nothing under construction, ambulance service. Not sure, they're probably pretty close.
They were putting the sprinkler system in last week, was before, I don't know where they are, finishing up.
Yeah, pretty close, I'm sure, to moving out of, the city building, and then I guess the next thing for us to do would be to figure out what we wanna do with that.
I was told June or July, I think they're supposed to be in there by June or July. Understood.
The next item, we got the public comments at the end, and I think it's because either a bill is passed or it's before.
So a bill was passed that, added to, it was comments that are only germane to the agenda. And they reconsidered that and expanded it to say, comments that are germane to, and I don't have it in front of me, but basically town business or general town business, something about that.
That's the reason for that,
Suggestion. Anybody something?
uh,
Something.
nobody signed up, back there
Yeah.
that I know of, so. Quickly, work session, it's 6 o'clock, May 12th. No planning and zoning. Next wastewater and council meeting will be May 26th. At 5:30 and 6 P.M. If there's nothing else,
Make a motion, you adjourn.
That's it.
and that's second.